What up, what up, what up, what up? It's me, L Teddy 27.
Good as night, right about the hood.
Oh, dear God, I'm already eating a drink.
Look a damn mess, just a damn mess. No means no, and yes means no. What up, 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 what up? What's good, people? What's up? It's me, L Teddy 27, and I am back. We're here for another review. This is going to be our review for Chasing Atlanta. This is season 4. It is episode 6. It is entitled You Can't Be Trusted. Now, let's get down to it. We still at Troy's birthday party, the fight, the carrying on. Now, they get ready to, they walking out. So they walk out. Kendra and Wayne still there. Oliver and them saying Troy and everybody like, okay, we leaving because there's way too much going on. Tell me why when Oliver was coming down the stairs that he calls Travis to come down these good stairs. He was like, Travis, let's go. Please explain to me why Travis was walking down these good stairs, plate still in hand with food on it. I was like, Travis, please, sir, stop giving me my life. I have enough of my life, okay? You were giving me way too much of my life, Travis. Way too much. I was like, Travis, because mama girl say, girl, I'm a big girl and I got to eat heavy. I'm going to eat it while I'm sitting down. I'm going to eat while I'm standing up. I'm going to eat walking down these good stairs. Baby, I'm going to eat, honey, child. I ain't mad at it, honey. Go ahead. Anyway, now Troy, outside now Troy, I don't have no problem with Troy. I like Troy. I think Troy is fine. People don't see it for Troy this season. I don't know Troy from last season this season because I ain't watching last season. But people kind of have smoke an issue with Troy this season. I don't have no issue with Troy. But in this episode, Troy, I got to be honest with you. You was outside with all of this carrying on, you know, bringing out stuff out your trunk and this, that, and the third. And in my mind, I'm like, Troy, you doing all of this, knowing full well they're not gonna let you fight. It's like 5, 6, 7 people out there that's gonna hold you back. And that's what a lot of people do when they know they ain't trying to fight, know they ain't about that life, but want to put on like they are. When they know it's a whole bunch of people security there, it's a whole bunch of people between the two of them, they gonna, you know, do all of this rah, rah, rah. He ran over there with some bottle like he was gonna really go over there and bust the people window and that, this, that, and that. I was like, you know what, y'all really doing a lot for these here cameras. Girl. Anyway, inevitably, they got Kendra and Wayne and they left. When they left, they went back upstairs. And so the cast started talking without Wayne and Kendra there. The rest of the cast that was there, they talked and so forth about everything. It got into stuff that I was like, really, we went down this road. Now y'all are apparent. Now y'all want to call yourselves the standard bearers for the entire LGBTQ community. Because last time I checked, the LGBT community is not looking at the cast of Chasing Atlanta as role models. At least I hope not. Young members, young people in the LGBTQIA plus community, these are not the girls that you want to look to as role models. I'm sorry. We down here at the Rainbow Push Coalition compound where we have all of the letters in the spectrum at. We ain't down here promoting. We ain't doing, you know, PR ads, pushing the cast of Chasing Atlanta as the standard bearers and role models for the Rainbow Coalition. I'm just saying. Anyway, I don't know how they went down that road, honey. Child, these girls think way more highly of themselves than they ought to. Anyway, Dominique then seizes the opportunity, sees that, oh, I got a camera in front of me, girl, let me go ahead and put on my antics. Shouts out to Dominique because y'all see I found a way to get Dominique in my thumbnail again for this video. Dominique, love you down, and I love that you give me. Dominique did get in my comments last section. If you're watching this review, if you're watching this review again, Dominique, hey girl, hey, thank you again for inspiring my thumbnail. But let me talk to you, Dominique, girl, if you are watching. Dominique, now, you still over here talking about this Christmas party and how how Travis grabbed you down and pulled you down a description. Girl, nobody cares at this point, Dominique. I don't even think you care at this point, Dominique, if you're being honest with yourself. I think you saw an opportunity to say, girl, y'all done had y'all moments. I need my moments. Because I saw our moments during this whole little fight situation where you was being real extra, where you was trying to be like, oh, I'm the peacemaker. Oh, we need to stop. Like, you was doing a lot of carrying on. Like, you really was that girl that was, you know, directing traffic and trying to make everything calm down. And so then when the situation calmed down, now you really saw this as your moment to, you know, put 20 on 10 and be like, oh, how that made me feel about you pulling me down on you, girl. like Travis said, he done seen you multiple times since that incident, and you ain't even bother to mention it to him at that time. You ain't bother to have a conversation with him and say, you know what, Travis, that made me feel some kind of way, and I really didn't like. You ain't want to do that. You ain't want to reach out to him privately, girl. You wanted the moment. Nobody really cared. I'm sorry, nobody cared. Mm-mm. If you want, you can go to Walmart, CVS, Walgreens, your local, Target or whatever. You can go buy yourself a deck of Uno cards and find you something to play with, honey. Because mama, you playing games, honey. Find you a deck of Uno cards to play with, honey. Because we don't got the type of time today, honey. Anyway, Lauren goes and does some photo shoot or something. Girl, I ain't care. Rico meets up with his friend King G. No, I'm sorry, King KB. I loved the way he spelled King, that Keeng. Real cute. That was real cute. He's a rapper. He stays in Houston or whatever, and they're friends. They met in Miami and so forth. Great conversation. Talked about the conversation about being an openly gay rapper in the music industry and some of those struggles and so forth. And then Rico opened up about his mom, how his mom had heart disease and had a heart attack, and how that affected him, and how he just really feels isolated and alone in Atlanta because his usual circle of friends isn't here in Atlanta to strengthen and support him. And so he's just throwing himself into the music, the business, because he doesn't have that group of friends that he can really hang out with, rely on, lean on. But now he kind of feels maybe he needs to spend more time with his mom, because that, kind of scared him. The whole heart attack thing kind of scared him and let him know, hey, life is short. And I need to, take advantage of the time that I do have with my mom. Like, it really, and something like that can sit you down. When something like that happens, it will sit you down. You might have a whole lot going on, but it will sit you down and make you go, hey, you need to back up. You need to take a moment and you need to breathe and you need to, take some time off to get this right, or to, spend some time with so-and-so. And like I said last review, I love when they have these moments with Rico, because Rico is a comfortable and good transition from the mess, the foolala, the drama, the fuckery and fucktitude of it all. So I love these moments with Rico because it gives us a chance to breathe and go, okay, I'm okay. We can be regular for a little bit. All right. So then we have Oliver at home. We found out he got some boyfriend now named Quez. Now, and they've been in a relationship for a year. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Somebody gonna need, from production, or somebody is gonna need to let me know when this was filmed and when they filmed what we saw last week, which was Oliver sitting down with some J. Ron dude who was interested in a relationship with him. And Oliver, I mean, this. Now, I told y'all from the beginning, this was probably some dude that Oliver met on Jacked or Grind or something, and it was a bust down that, turned into a date or whatever. Even if it was that, whatever it was, you made no inclination that you were with someone, talking to someone, courting someone, dating someone, or anything. Nothing. You were open to it until he said that he had talked to Q. So if you've been with dude for, I wonder if your man watched that video, because if you was in, y'all going on a year. Now, some of the girls be lying. They've been in a relationship 7 months, and now that 7 months mean they've been in a relationship going on a year. Now, I'm trying to make sense now. If y'all been in a relationship going on a year, when did this film? How long did it take for y'all to get in this relationship? I mean, did he hit you up on your Instagram, and then the next week y'all was together? There was no courting phase. There wasn't a couple weeks, maybe a month or two, where y'all were just courting and dating, and then y'all made it official? Because you making it like y'all been official for about a year. How long is it? About a year? 10 months? 11 months? What? Come on now. Because the timeline's not adding up. Timeline's not adding up, boo. Not adding up. Make it make sense. Lauren and her auto-tune machine went to the studio. I ain't care about her music. Oliver came. They started talking about the fight and shading people. And that whole conversation was very exhausting. Like, I'm so over the whole stereotypical, it's gonna be me and my good Judy, and we finna sit up here and just read the girls down and this, that, and the third, and that's all we see. It was exhausting. It's so stereotypical. It's the same old every time. Can I get something different, please? Every time you and your, I mean, come on now. It was more of the same. That conversation between Oliver and Lauren, we've seen 8,932,000 463 times before on situations involving gay dudes on reality TV shows. I mean, something different. And I know that's what the girls like to see. They see it for that. That's what they want to see. That's what they ask for. That's the kind of stuff they like. That shit got exhausting, tiring, and it was the same old, same old. Can we do something different? Can we have a set of friends that could do more? Not that it ain't about, because every now and again you do shade to people. But whatever. I can keep going on, but I'm not going to do that. Let me get off my soapbox. Anyway, moving on. Dominique and his boyfriend are celebrating 7 years together, so they decided to have a photo shoot. And they had a little sexy little photo shoot where they had multiple little outfits, and he invited a friend that's a photographer to come and shoot for them. So then he invited some of the other cast members there. So Dominique had Cameron come, and Kendra came, and Wayne came. And so he had a friend of his who's a counselor or therapist there. I'm assuming he's, because he said that he's known, his face does look familiar. I can't remember exactly what I've seen him on, but his face did look familiar to me. So I'm assuming that he is a licensed clinical therapist, or, has some type of licensure degrees and so forth in that, to sit down and talk with them just to unpack everything that was going on. Now, I thought this was great. Now, Dom, I give you a lot of flack. I give you a lot of rah, rah, rah. But I love that you did this, Dominique, because this is important. And this is something that we don't see enough of. Kudos to you, Dominique, for doing this and having this guy come there. And I even like the therapist's approach to it. He came at them like, I ain't trying to say y'all got no mental issues. I ain't trying to say y'all need help. I'm just here just so we can talk about some things and get some. And the way that he approached it made it where they could put their guard down and they could really open up. And we saw Kendra begin to do that. She began to open up about a lot of stuff. And when you saw Kendra really talking and opening up, a lot of it really didn't have a lot to do with Oliver. It was about a lot of other things, a lot of other baggage that Kendra is holding on to and hasn't unpacked. And I think Oliver, to a certain degree, pushes a button where she says, she kind of, not that they're the same because she's a trans woman and he's a gay man, but she kind of sees them, if I'm being honest, what I kind of see is she sees them as not necessarily the same, but them kind of like having the same, maybe starting off around the same point and seeing where Oliver is having all of these other successes and so forth and so on. And she may not be at that, having as many as he is. And because Oliver is very vocal and in your face about it. And I think, and then that coupled with some of the things that she was probably told in jail and some of the things that she's heard and, all of the other baggage that she has, she really has honed in on him and so he becomes this one representation of something that it's almost like a boxing, the punching bag. That's what I'm thinking about, punching bag, where you go and you take out all your frustrations on that one punching bag. And I think that's what Oliver kind of represents to him. It could have been someone else, but in this case, it is Oliver. And I really went in with her unpacking a lot of this. I saw it as she really needs to sit down and have a one-on-one conversation with a therapist. I'm not saying it has to be that therapist. It could be that therapist, but she really does need to sit down and have a one-on-one conversation with someone because there is a lot to unpack there. Travis then came and she apologized to Travis and so forth and so on. There was that conversation that was kind of had with them, and Travis says he sees a different side of Kendra now. And there was a whole moment there where you got to see everybody act peacefully. I think a part of that is you didn't have the whole cast there, because I don't think that would have went that smoothly if Oliver was there. So that's a part of it too. So anyway, that was the whole episode, y'all. I don't know. Y'all let me know what y'all saw and y'all think about this week's episode. It was I liked this week's episode. I really did like this week's episode. There was some things, some conversation. There was some parts I did not like, but there was some good parts of this episode that I liked as well. So let's get in the comment section and talk about what we saw. Let's like we always do. About what we saw, and we'll be back next week. That's all I got for y'all. Until then, thank y'all for coming. Y'all drive safely. I'm out.